Hey everybody, it's Womake Creation. Sorry, Womake Creations here, and it's Sherry behind the camera and G right there.
Okay. Okay, what we're getting ready to do is a tutorial for the,
I can't get you in the shot. I can't get. You have this way too far up on the table.
well, let me roll it. I mean, that's why it's on rollers. All right, is that better?
Yeah.
Should have done that before. Okay, we are making, I'm going to call this the Magic Machine Mat because it's made with this 12.5 by 19 sheet of the no-slip material that Martelli makes.
That she calls, that's what the magic is.
Yeah, and it's actually called Get a Grip or No Slip Material. This is a 12.5 by 19 sheet of it, which is perfect for our project. This is for a machine mat organizer that your machine sits on, and there's no vibration and stuff under your machine. So we are going to take this mat the way it comes from the company, and we're going to measure 2.5 inches up and make a mark on both sides. 2.5, make a mark, and you can draw a line across if you want to, but later on this is where we're going to attach another piece to.
Okay, G, explain this next part.
Okay, so next you're going to want to get some parchment paper and just roll it out longer than what your magic sheet is. So you'll just roll it out like this, cut it off, and set that aside. This is what's going to allow you to be able to sew onto this, because obviously this is not going to move through your machine without something under it. So I chose to do parchment paper because I had some, and I don't know why, because I don't cook.
Exactly.
But so I did already try. If you're noticing this sew line down here, I already tried it, and it will move through the machine. And then once you sew it, you can just pull it off and throw it out, or throw it away.
It rips just like paper piecing.
Yeah. So that's that part.
Okay, G.
Okay, so this is 8 inches wide. I just took my bolt, laid it across here, cut 8 inches off, and sandwiched it with some batting, because this part you're going to want to quilt. So we'll go quilt that in a few minutes.
Okay, G.
Okay, so next I'm going to need my pocket color, my fabric that I'm going to do the pocket with. So it is 10 by 19. We're going to fold this on itself here in a minute, but first you're going to want to cut a Pellon 806 or anything that gives you a little bit of structure in here, and it's 5 inches. So you will take this and turn it over. You'll put your Pellon in here. Right now we're not worried about anything that's extra, because it's all going to get trimmed down. So we're going to put our Pellon in here. If you want, you don't have to. You could put liquid-based glue down here, or Elmer's stick glue or the white glue, anything to just hold this in place, and then fold this on itself. So now you've got a 5-inch pocket piece that we'll be making into a pocket.
Okay, now we're at the point where G's gonna quilt up her little piece for the machine mat.
The Magic Machine Mat project. So I went ahead and made my first, I lined this up right here. I just made sure that it was gonna cover this whole area here. So now I can just line it up with the last line that I did, like this, and just stick it in the machine. It doesn't matter your start and stops, because this is going to be covered, and they'll both of these sides will be covered. So it doesn't matter if you start off and you have a rat's nest or anything, because it's okay. And oops, I should have made sure I was extending past my, there we go. So there you have it.
And then you're just going to continue on with that.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep lining it up with that previous line. And here we go, starting again. Oh, wait, let me make sure.
Make sure.
Yeah, let me make sure I got it hanging off both sides. That's important. And because this is padded, it doesn't get stuck on your extension table like some rulers. If you're just doing, you know, a layer of cotton or something, your ruler will get hung up on this because, you know, the magic stuff, it doesn't move. So, but because this is a quilted piece, it's 2 layers of cotton with a batting in between, it doesn't hang on to your extension table. So it's perfect for doing this project.
Now, why you got all that overhang up there and hardly nothing down here? Fix it.
Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. And this goes really fast because you're on your quilting foot. Now, I use a non-hopping quilting foot, so I don't have to worry about it. This is the long arm 3x12 in the long arm section rulers. And it's perfect for a walking foot on a domestic machine or any machine that doesn't hop. I've not tried it with a hopping machine. This is the thicker ruler though. But myself, I haven't tried it with the hopping foot, so I can't speak on that, but it works amazing.
There you go again.
Oh, here I go again. Okay, so.
Good help's hard to find, y'all.
Okay, here. So I'm just going to keep doing this along this whole project, and then I'm going to go back and do it the opposite way and kind of cross hatch it. And if I really want to, I will measure from these lines and even make one in the middle if I want to. I'm doing this first.
Or you could quilt a pattern in
Or
those.
you could quilt patterns into these sections. I might even do that. I don't know.
I'm a brilliant.
Yeah, I'm just starting, and I don't know where it's taken me, but I just wanted to use my ruler, so I wanted to show you guys that you could use it too.
Peace out.
Okay, so now's the time where you're going to mark this pocket with the slots that you want to put your tools in. So I have a few of my tools to assist me with doing that. So I like 3-inch pockets, 2-inch pockets, 1-inch pockets, you know, for different things. So I've got my little 1x6 skinny mini here. I'm going to just make a mark here. That's my one to the side. And I do want this 3 inches from this edge, so I'll do that. And then I measured up with my board 3 inches, so I'll do that. So I got 2 3-inch pockets. Then this 2-inch, oh, I think this is 2 inch. Yeah, 2-inch. This is my 2x6 ruler. So now I got a 2-inch pocket, and I'll probably do a few of the 2-inch pockets here in the middle of my pocket panel. And let's see, maybe we'll do a 3-inch one. So I'm just lining up with my previous lines with the ruler. It makes it easy. 3 inches here. And I mean, you can put what, oh, I didn't make my mark. You can make these whatever size you want to accommodate whatever tools you want to have handy. Obviously, these friction pins leave a lot to be desired. Okay, so I've got a 3, 2, 2, 3. I'll do another 2. And then whatever this is here, I'll just leave it. This small pocket is gonna be very small once it gets sewn in, because this will all get trimmed off. And so that is good for a stylus or something very skinny. But I like having that. I have it on my other one as well. So this is that. You can mark it however you want. And that's the end of this part. Okay, so now I've got some binding that I have pre-made. We do our bindings 2 inches. They start off with a 2-inch strip. They're folded in half and then folded on itself again. So I'm gonna just measure this much going across, and chop it off there. And then I'm gonna go to my machine and attach this to the top of my pocket. Now we're still not worried about all this free edge, or not free edge, raw edge down there, because it's gonna get sewn in, so we're not worried about that. But this is the top part of our pocket, and before we sew our lines, we wanna put our binding on there. And so when we make our separation lines, they'll be separated at the tops of this binding. Okay, so here was that preliminary quilting I did, and I thought, I want a little bit more. So now, without a ruler, I'm just gonna come with my walking foot and come and just use that last stitch as my guide. I just want to do a little bit more quilting on it, so I'll just show you a couple things of what I'm going to do here, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. So I'm just following my previous stitch line on both sides. And of course, doing it with a ruler is a little more accurate, but I had already changed my foot and I decided I wanted more quilting. Okay, so this is what it looks like after I've done the last little bit of quilting that I wanted to do. And I think it added such an extra touch to it. Okay, so here's a little snippet of how I do my binding piece, and all my binding actually. I have it on my decorative stitch here on my Janome 9400. It's stitch number 21 in the quilt category. If you don't have this machine, you'll probably have a stitch similar to it if you want to do it this way. If not, you can just do your binding however you usually do it. I like to use the quilting paddle to just help push my fabric through the machine when I'm doing this. It's just a comfortable thing. So I'll just do this decorative stitch the whole way through here. And the whole time I'm just making sure that this is equally put in here. That this is in the center of my binding. So just do a little bit more stitching and then I'll show you what it looks like.
Okay, G.
Okay, so now that we have quilted this piece, we're gonna come and make straight edges on it. You know, get rid of this, make it straight. And then we'll put our binding on this piece as well. So I'm just gonna trim this up a little. Like butter. Okay, and then, so basically I'm just taking a little bit off of here. It doesn't have to be an exact measurement, just cleaning it up. All right, now that's that. Now we'll take a piece of binding like we did before and add this to the top of here.
What makes it the top or bottom?
Well, it doesn't matter.
Oh.
And we, you made me
I
lose
threw her off. Oh
we
We're
my
old
gosh.
now, you guys. We done hit 50 and can't even remember what we're trying to say. Well, her.
Oh, I'm gonna do the binding like I did our pocket piece, and then we will start trimming this up to match our pocket, that and that to match up, and then we'll attach this to our magic piece here. So let me go and put this, get this attached, and you can film that a little bit too if you want. And
Well, thank you.
because we want to do the least amount of sewing onto here as possible. So we're going to do our decorative stitch like we did on here, but then this whole thing is going to get attached to this right across here. So we'll do that with a straight stitch onto this.
Okay. Okay, G.
Okay, so we went and put our binding on the top of our pocket, and you said, well, what's the difference, the top and bottom? Well, if someone has directional fabric, and you're only gonna really be seeing this much of it at your machine, because then you're gonna be looking at the pocket. So remember, we marked these to know where the divisions are gonna be. So we're just gonna put this on here, kind of center it actually, but we're just gonna recheck with our mat. See here? So this pocket is exactly the size of this mat. So we're just gonna trim this whole unit, trim this as one unit. I'm gonna come in here and just make a straight cut. Cut that off. And cut this off where the pocket, I'm gonna turn this around so I can do it better. Line this up. And cut this aligned with this pocket. Okay. Now, we're going to go and sew where our lines are that we made yesterday, and make this one unit. That'll make this one whole unit, and then we will attach this to the magic stuff, because we don't need to do that with that. The less bulk in the machine, the better.
Wow.
Wow.
What is that?
Little stutter. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the machine, and we are going to zigzag over these lines.
Or you can choose whatever stitch you want.
Yeah, they can zigzag, or what I think a zigzag's good. And we will reinforce it at the beginning and at the end, and all this is going to get sewn in with the final binding.
Reinforce because you don't want to do backspace, backspace.
Whatever.
Okay.
I can't even hardly see my line that I drew, but anyway,
It's
I'm
that
going to drop.
fabulous friction pen.
Yeah, that is going to have to be remedied. Okay, so we're just going to follow this line that I can barely see and just zigzag. I'm going to just reinforce it right here, because when you go in and out of your pockets, you know, you want it to be strong. So, now we're just going to back it up a little bit like that. Cut off and go again. Just the whole time, just keeping this as one. You can put, oh, my phone's ringing. Turn it off for a minute.
Back from the phone call, and G is still stitching down those lines.
And I just threw a couple wonder clips on here just to hold it still for me. Hold it as one. I always like to pull my thread a little bit before I get going on here. Drop my needle. All right, here we go. I didn't back up on, hold on a second. Let me get this backed up, because I do like to reinforce when I start, and I didn't do that on the last one. It's okay. Real life sewing right here.
Well, I don't think we need to sit and watch you do all these lines.
No, but just
What?
I don't know, just another one more. Just keep going down the lines that you have made for your own personal, to your own personal likings.
Okay, customize, you mean?
Yeah.
By the machine.
Okay.
Filming G again.
Okay, so now I'm just going to take a straight stitch lap on here just to secure this in place, and it'll make the binding easier later if this is just laying a little flatter. So that's all we're doing this right here real quick. Just keeping it real nice and tight. because all of this will be underneath the binding of the whole project. So we'll just go and we'll cut all of our strings that we had starting off on all these zigzags.
With those badass snippers. Those snippers are the
Yes.
best. I'm so happy I got some of those.
I know, they are the best.
They'd be even better if they were purple, but whatever.
Okay, so we've got this all as one unit now. So the next step will be putting it on the magic stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so now I've got my magic stuff right here, the no slip grip material. And earlier we had marked it 2.5 inches from the bottom. So we're just gonna come and put our mat,
Line it up with the
line it
marks.
up with the marks. And I'm gonna take my zip clip and just hold that in place right there. And over here too. There. Oh, maybe I'll do one down here too. Well, I gotta get it loaded first. There.
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. You just gotta get one in your chamber. There. Okay. So we're holding that all in place. Now, because this is the magic stuff, you're gonna have to use that parchment paper in order to get this to move through your machine. So we're just gonna lay this underneath here, and I'm gonna just attach this on my machine. I'm just gonna do a straight stitch. Actually, I'll probably do it just under the binding. That way I don't mess up the decorative stitch on the binding. So, yeah. Or maybe I'll do it at the top of the binding.
Make up your mind.
I'll do it at the top of the binding. Anyway, just with a straight stitch going through here. So let's take this
Just
machine.
make sure you have that parchment paper because you will not move
Yeah.
through your machine.
Yeah. So whatever part this is touching your machine, you need to have the parchment paper underneath it so it'll move through the machine.
Okay, we're back at the machine and she's going to sew her magic stuff to her.
Yeah, I'm just like 1/8 of an inch from the edge of my binding here. And I might, when I do this again, I'll lengthen this stitch length, but for this time I didn't. So you might want to lengthen your stitch length here. I've got mine set on 1.6, which is really small.
But why?
But
Okay, now what?
okay, so we just sewed this to the magic stuff. So we're gonna turn this over and just tear this parchment paper off, just like you do with paper piecing. Look at that, beautiful. Wow, it didn't even leave any remnants. Okay, so now you'll still need that parchment paper to be the length of this, because now we're gonna go bind this whole thing. So we're gonna take our binding, measure out approximately what we need. I always do extra just because, in case something happens. And we're gonna cut this right here. There. And we'll take this to the machine and bind the whole thing and we're done.
So what?
So this is the tear that we just did. I'm gonna go and bind this, so I'm still gonna use this same piece of parchment paper, and we're gonna do this side, and then we'll tear it off, and then do that side. And
This is what you call frugal sewing.
yeah.
That way you could buy more fabric.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, now we're going to the machine.
Okay, so here we go again.
Okay, so I'm gonna put my binding sandwiched. I'm gonna sandwich this magic stuff right in here with the binding. And I'm not gonna start stitching on the first 5 or 6 inches, okay? Let me just put a clip here and a clip here. And then I'm just gonna make sure the whole time that this is sandwiched in here. Like this whole project is inside my binding. Of course, we're gonna have to take this clip off. Okay. Like that. And I'm just gonna keep checking to make sure it's inside there. So I'm gonna start after about 6 inches or so. And I've got my decorative stitch on there again, the same one I use for binding. And we'll drop the needle and start it going. Oh yeah, everything's moving nicely with that parchment paper underneath there. That was a good idea. See, it's a good thing I don't cook because I had this readily available. We were at Sherry's house. She wouldn't have any available because she actually cooks.
Yeah, and I think I probably brought that parchment paper because half of my stuff ends up at your house because I come over here and cook for you.
So as I'm coming to the end, I'm going to stop my stitches and cut it off. I'm going to bring it out and form my, I'll form my corner after I remove this paper from back here. Now it's a little bit more stitches, obviously, so there is a little remnant. Oh no, there's not either. This really does good. Not like trying something for new on camera.
Yeah.
It's all good. We're all friends here. All right, so here we got our corner. I'm stepping on my binding here. We've got our corner, so I'm gonna throw my thumb in here, form my corner, and let me put a little clip here, hold this in place for a second.
Move your thumb so they can see the corner.
Oh, like that. Actually, let me just hold it in place
See,
so I can take
her
this.
nails are nice, but look at mine.
Whatever.
Aren't these just fabulous?
Okay, move. All right. So, and I like to take a piece of batting or a piece of binding that I've stitched on before, and I'll start stitching on that and come right onto my project, and it'll be wonderful. Only I have to put this parchment paper so I can get this thing to move through the machine again. So
Here she goes, recycling a 20-cent piece of parchment paper.
hey,
You got a whole box
people
of it.
will I know, but people will respect that I'm not a wasteful seller. Okay, so hold on, let me start this going. So I do that, and then this will be ready to go just in the machine. Oh, I don't have all my parchment. See here, you have to keep that parchment under this part of your project too, so we will cut the film and go get some more parchment to put up underneath this so I can keep it moving through the machine.
Okay, wait a minute, G. I'm about to show them how you just stuck some parchment paper
Okay, I just
underneath
stuck another
this so it
piece.
will slide on the table.
Yeah. So, anyway, we're just gonna go straight onto our corner like that. Keep going. And then the whole time you just want to make sure that your binding is sandwiched in between there like that. So, and then just keep it moving. This is really a fast project, and this is going to be for my secret sister at our guild. We have to bring gifts every now and then for them, and so her favorite color is red, and she sews on a Bernina, so that's probably why she likes red. And so this will be a great gift for my secret sister swap.
Yeah, she's gonna love this.
And plus I thought red would show up good on camera.
But now we need to make our mats.
Yeah, with the
with
magic
secret
stuff.
Or not secret stuff, magic stuff.
Yeah, so we're just gonna keep going through here.
Do I need to film this whole thing?
No.
Peace out, G.
Okay, I have
Explain
formed.
more about the leader.
Okay, I have folded my corner in.
Wait, show them how you do that.
Okay, so I stick my thumb through there, and then I form the corner, and then I just make sure that this is sandwiched in there good before I start. Now this leader, I do a thick leader underneath there so I can transition onto my project better, easier.
You want it to be about the same thickness as you're going to travel on.
Yeah, and it makes it easier to get through the machine. You might have to give it a little nudge, but it works good. So then just keep it moving all the way down to the next corner. You don't have to show me stitching it all, but
Okay, we'll come back when you're at the end and show
Yeah.
them how to do the end.
Okay.
Peace out. Here we go again.
okay, I figured they just wanted to see another corner being done. And then,
And why didn't you use the zip clips?
oh, because it's over at the cutting table and I was too lazy to get them.
Oh my God.
So this will work. Okay. So anyway, we're just going to keep traveling, keep it moving down to the next corner. When we get to our next corner, it's our last corner. So we will form it, but we won't start stitching it. And I'll show you how to close this whole thing back up.
Okay, peace out. Now she's going to show how to finish this project because she's gone all the way around and got back to the side where she started.
Yeah, so that last corner before you come to where you start, you're going to go ahead and form it. So just stick your...
Or they can do it however they've been doing their binding.
Right, but this is just showing you how I do mine. Form the corner, and now you're going to take this tail, move this down a little bit. Take this tail and overlap this by a 1/2 inch, okay? Measure a 1/2 inch. Make a mark on there. And then take your scissors and cut these. Watch how sharp these little things are. Cut these like that. Cut that like that. Now, switch your stitch to a straight stitch. And I'm going to move it over to a 1/4 inch right there. Okay, show the thing. 5.8 is what I put on. Okay, now we're going to take this that's coming down and take this that's going up and face it where both of the fold out parts are on the outsides. So open this up. Now this is a little bit awkward with this magic stuff, so maybe you can just go like this and put a pin in it or something to, or clip just to hold it so it's less fiddly to fool with.
Fiddly, you're forever making up a word.
Mm-hmm. They knew what I meant. So.
Really, were you on a corner, a join?
Yes, I was.
Wow.
Now how unlucky is that? What did I do with my little scissors? I was on a join. Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Well, no, you could have planned that a little bit better if you'd have felt it with your fingers.
Well.
Even I wouldn't make that mistake.
Uh-huh. Okay, so we're going to open these up facing each other, and we're going to put this in the machine and just sew this a 1/4 inch right here. Sew it closed, 1/4 inch. Now bring it out. Take that back out. Now we're going to open this seam up. Let me get under the light. Open this seam up like that. Press it out with your fingers. Now fold it like it would be. I probably could cut that off.
I was about to say something, but I'm trying not to fight on camera. Y'all don't even know what goes into this filming.
So
we try to behave, but
now it will just fold in like the rest of it was, just like it never happened, right? So now we'll just put a couple.
get that loose thread.
This is the one I started with. I'll show them what to do with that in a minute. So now your goal, oh, I didn't even cut my leader off. Now your goal will be, we have to change our machine back to what we were quilting on, number 21 on the quilt mode. And we're going to do this last corner and then come down here. Now we're going to try to stop this right where these stitches start.
And you guys, it don't have to be, she yells at me because I don't do it exactly perfect, but you can't really tell.
I mean, really, it's...
So if you miss going right exactly where you were, it's fine.
Let's see. Okay, so just make sure
to have your first part tucked right. And we'll just move right on into our corner. Now, I've got this to where some of this mat is not moving yet. And that's because I didn't have my parchment paper underneath there right.
You could take a piece of parchment paper and put it all over your table.
Yeah, I would probably just tape it to my table from this part of the needle that way. But we're gonna try to catch this join right where we started, and it happened to be, there you go.
And lock the stitches.
Lock the stitches and then cut it, and then this original, oh, I got a little pucker right there.
Nobody will ever see that, G.
Nope, that's because it's on film. Okay, and then we're just gonna just tie a knot in this thing and just bury that first original thread that we started with.
She hates it because I don't do this drama.
Sherry won't bury thread. She cuts it off, but
and it never falls apart. So if y'all want to just be like me, then you could be like me, or you could take all day long to do these stupid threads.
That didn't take all day. See, and cut that off. And now just cut this off. Ouch. And just tear the paper off. And look how, I mean, the paper is coming off pretty daggone good.
It does way better than that other stuff we sew with that stupid paper piecing. Y'all, I'm a paper piecing
hater.
I hate
so
that.
Anyway, you can go through and pull off all the papers. Let's go to the table and get a good picture of it.
Okay. Here is the completed project.
Are you getting it on film? Oh, I need to iron out these marks on here.
Okay.
But
then there, ta-da!
There it is.
There it is.
This is the magic machine mat.
And we're going to take it over to her machine and replace her mat with this just to show you guys what it looks like.
Yes.
And we will be complete with this video. Peace out. Okay, so G has now replaced her sewing machine mat with this.
With the
new
new
one.
one. This is the magic machine mat because it's got the magic stuff where your machine won't vibrate and stuff on that mat. So I just wanted to show when you have all your tools in here. So you'll pick your tools and you'll put them in here and stuff. Anyway, when you go to a retreat or something, take your machine mat out, fold it on itself, fold it again, and then when you get to the retreat, you go open it up, fold it, put your machine on there, and now you've got all your tools ready, available for you, that what you use all the time. So
there you go.
there you go. There
Why don't you
have
put a few more tools in there?
Well, because
'Cause
I've got
then
a
it'll-
mess here. That's why. You can put your amazing snippers here. You can put your good little scissors here. You could put an ink pen in here.
Whatever you want to do.
Yes.
So, there it is. And we are now completed with this project, right?
So
or are you going to make me film something else?
I think we're done.
Okay.
That's the magic machine mat video.
Okay. Peace out.